Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for this review of ShadowDark, the role-playing game, Game Master Quickstart Guide. This is a Kickstarter right now that's got over $500,000. I've checked it out. I really like the looks of this game. I really like the writing. And I'm going to run this here in the next week or so. So as I'm learning the game, I thought I'd go ahead and do a review of the game. Let's get going here. So right away, you got kind of a DM style, random encounters, information all put up to the front for the DM. Looks like the checks are made every 3 rounds of crawling, quote unquote, with a 1 in 6 chance. So you basically, crawling rounds, kind of think of like turns in 5e D&D. Then we come in here to XP. So you get XPs for treasure, for boons, for things of that nature. And generally you're going to get 1 for every such item. Something fabulous, you can get 3. Something legendary, you can get 10. It takes 10 XP to go up to level 2, and then 20 XP to go to 3, and then 30 to go 4, etc. Then we come into the book itself. Your job to lead the table in all things. You set the bar, you describe what the characters newly perceive, and then let the players respond to that with their actions. Pretty good basic description of what a game master does. You want to see your players triumph. You want to put in front of them malevolent villains worth defeating, marvelous treasures worth stealing. You make the rules. None of this takes precedence over your judgment. Nothing in here. You and your players are gaming together to have fun. Prop each other up and strengthen bonds based on goodwill, respect, and fellowship. All good things there. DCs in ShadowDark are at 4 basic levels. Easy at 9, normal at 12, hard at 15, extreme at 18. When you're asking a player to make a check, it's a good idea to let them know what it is and what the DC is, so they know what kind of powers they can bring to bear to help them with that. Make a ruling, roll the dice, and keep on going. Time, the core ethos of ShadowDark. Time must haunt the character's every decision. Action economy is 5e without the bonus actions. 1 action per turn. Multitasking, boring stuff, doesn't take actions. Information, dispense it freely. Distance, don't require precise measurement. Rewarding investment, honor what has been earned by the characters. Checks, characters automatically succeed on what they are trained to do. I love this. Only use checks when there is time pressure and failure has dire consequences. Awarding XP, gain XP from valuable treasures and boons. XP awards don't need to reflect monetary value. Treasure have 4 categories: 4 normal, fabulous, legendary. Each PC gets the full XP value of each treasure. So if you found 1 good stash of treasure, each player would get 1 XP. When the PCs gain a new level, their XP resets to 0. You can even award XP for clever thinking, for ingenious actions. You can give it for gold and gems, oaths, secrets, blessings, magic items, meaningful trophies, tokens, etc. How much gold should the party be finding? Per encounter, each group should gain about 10 gold pieces times their average party level. So 20 gold per encounter at levels 1 through 3. Or you could break that down to 10 gold when they're first, 20 when they're second, 30 when they're third, etc. Random encounters, how often? During crawling rounds, not during combat, every 3 rounds, every 2 rounds, every 1 round, depending on how dangerous the dungeon is. And it's a 1 in 6 chance. And you can also roll when there's loud disturbances. For overland travel, this turns into hours in place of rounds. Distance can be close, near, and far. And what is the creature doing? There's some random ideas for what they might be doing when they're randomly encountered. There's a reaction check to see how the interaction goes, and if the party immediately interacts with them, they can add the charisma modifier of their best charismatic character. Some vicious creatures, though, are always going to be hostile. Random wandering monsters shouldn't necessarily have a lot of treasure. Good 50% chance any group of them will not. Traps. If you search a specific area or object for a trap, you should automatically find it. And if you have enough time and use a reasonable method, you should be automatically able to disable it if you're a thief. And if there's time pressure, the GM can make a roll. And here's some sample traps here. And then here's some sample hazards. They're basically, you always see them. There's nothing much you can do to disable them. Something happens, a random table. I'm looking forward to the whole Kickstarter book, and all these tables are really cool stuff. Rumors. Ruins encounters. Fantastic artwork here of this beholder-like creature. Monsters. D8 hit points per level, and they get added one time their con modifier. If they have spellcasting, they kind of do it like a character does. Natural 1, you roll on the mishap table, or they would have to do penance. Most non-humanoid monsters are dark adapted, meaning they ignore penalties for total darkness, but that doesn't give them advantage. You can still, however, blind them or deafen them. Here's the monster stats that are in the Quickstart guide. Quite a few different cool monsters in here. Let's look at some things that are in the adventure I'm going to be running. So animated armor. Armor class 15, hit points 11. One attack with a longsword for +3 to hit, d8 damage. It can move about 30 feet or near. And its abilities are just the modifiers. And it gives a level. Then come down here to Beastman. A cave hominid with scraggly fur and a stone-tipped spear. Armor class 12, 5 hit points. 1 spear attack, a +2 for d6 +1. Brutal, +1 damage with melee weapons included. Cave Creeper, this is like a carrion crawler, I think, and I think there's one in the adventure I'm going to run. Armor class 12, hit points 18, attack 1 bite, a +3 for d6, and 1 tentacles, a +3 for d8, plus toxin, a 12 con save, or paralyzed for d4 rounds. That's going to be bad. Crocodile Cultist, Dark Metal. Dragon, is that Dragon Swamp? Ooh, nice, a black dragon. Oh, wingless though. Alright, Dark Mantle. Floating black octopus with rows of red eyes. 4 hit points, 1 bite at +3 for d4. Or Darkness. Extinguish all light sources in the air. That's bad. That's bad for a party. Dryad, Headercap, Fairy, Gelatinous Cube, Ghost, Gnome Deep. Some of the hit points kind of seemed out of place for me. Like a goblin has the same hit points as an orc, whereas a kobold's got just 1 hit point. But it's neat that they're slightly different. Players won't know what to expect if they have a lot of experience with 5e. There's the orc with 4, actually, less than a goblin. Stingbat being like a Sturge, but with more hit points than a Sturge has in 5e, so that'd be a little tricky. I mean, it takes a max roll and a magic missile to take one of these down. Whereas automatically you could take down 3 with a magic missile in 5e. Here's a creature that actually does ability score damage. Remember, these get restored with a long rest unless they're permanent. And then here's treasure examples. 50% chance water monsters don't carry treasure. Treasure should be fleeting. There'll be carousing rules in the full Kickstarter RPG core book, which allow XP players to get even more XPs by blowing all their gold. Treasure tables by the level of the monster that has the treasure. Unguarded treasure by the level of the character that finds it, or the dungeon that it's in, maybe. Dealing with loot. Treasure typically occupies 1 slot, with up to 100 coins in a slot. Magic items have a value, but that's not listed in these quick start rules, so I'm not sure what they will be at. Here's some sample treasure tables for treasures of 0 through 3rd level. All the way up to a +1 magic weapon with a benefit, bag of holding with a virtue or a flaw, +1 armor with a benefit of a curse, egg of the cockatrice, I don't think that's divine in here. Magic wand with a 2nd tier spell, potion of invisibility, etc. Magic item attributes can be from +0 to +3, but there must be something that you need magic to attack for there to be +0 magic. Benefit, a supernatural benefit, curse, a negative effect. Some magic items can have personality. Consumables, you have to use the entire consumable, and the user decides the order in which the effects take place on a consumable item. I guess if you have multiple ones, you can have different effects stack up. Here's some sample magic items. Bag of holding gives you 10 gear slots inside that bag, which is what a normal character can carry, so it's like having a whole other character with you. Boots of the cat, jump up to near, so 30 feet. Your checks to move silently are always easy, DC 9. Brace with defense, +1 armor. Brax Cube of Perfection. This is like a legendary item or artifact. It raises a stat to 18 with one roll, and then it teleports to a random location in the multiverse. Cloak of Elvenkind. Hide is easy. Once per day you can be invisible. Gauntlets of Might. Like Gauntlets of Overpower, strength goes right up to 18. Githerian Cog. You start every session with a luck token. Ophidian Armor. +1 leather armor. Advantage on checks to avoid the effects of poison. Pearl of Power. Once per day you regain the ability to cast a spell you have lost, except if it was a critical failure. Here's another artifact level thing. The target is utterly removed from reality and cannot be returned by anything short of a wish spell. Protests loudly while being used. Potions of Healing from D6 up to 4d12. Potion of Invisibility lasts 10 rounds. Scarecrow Protection. If you die, you can make a check, and if you make it, you're unconscious instead. Short Sword of the Thief. +1 short sword, +2 of a halfling or a thief wields it. And Staff of Healing. Once per day, heal D6. True Name. A secret, unique name borne by a creature and documented in the Covenant. Few creatures know their own true names. You have advantage on attack rolls and spellcasting checks targeting a creature whose true name you utter. And then we have the adventure, Lost Citadel of the Scarlet Minotaur. And I'm going to run this adventure in about a week now. Got a couple spots open, so if you're seeing this video in time and you want to try out this cool new system, just send me a note and I'll see if I can get you in. I'll do another video that goes over the details of this adventure and give some DM tips for running this adventure. And look for that soon. I also have the player guide video that you can check out. I will have that in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a chance to check out this game. It's really cool.